Ethiopian Epiphany. Ethiopian Epiphany is one of the greatest celebrations and festivals that followers of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church commemorate in open street and squares with religious, historical, and cultural background. According to various literatures, the term Timkit is to mean to get soaked or immersed, temporarily drowned in the water, being cleansed. The ceremony of Epiphany is celebrated on January 19th, 20 in the year next to leap year, or on Tier 11 in Ethiopian calendar. The festival starts with the celebration of Ketera on the eve. The word, Ketera, is to means catching or blocking the flow of water. As the tabots, replicas of the Ark of the Covenant, proceed out of the temple and stays the night on the eve at the designated places where there is water stream in which the celebration is going to be held. In places where the stream water is small and flowing weak, the people block its flow to make it accumulated in the place, and they dig well to catch the water there. The water that is caught and accumulated in different spots or man-made dam of water is known as Timkit Bayir or Bayir Timkit, pool, river, stream, or artificial reservoir, the place where tabernacles spend the night. The tabots of each church will be granted a temporary abode, that is, a designated tent. It is the people from each local church who gather together and erect multiple tents, or if tent is not available, they make shades on the daytime of the eve. When we see the historical background of the celebration of Epiphany in Ethiopia, the current practice of celebrating the feast according to the rite of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church was started in the 4th century. During this time the kings Emperor Abraha and Aspaha, Izana and Sisana, after being converted to Christianity and made the faith the official state religion, they also made the feast to be a national holy day, in the place of the old celebration of the Feast of the Tabernacle. These kings contribute not only for the expansion of Christianity in their territory but also for the development of the festival. In the 6th century, during the era of Emperor Utse, Gebrameskel, Saint Yared developed a unique hymn and performance dedicated to the festival after observing its ritual. The hymn Saint Yared has composed made the festival to be more elaborated and gloriously colorful. In the 12th ND century, Saint Lalibela had made a separate place in his rock-hewn churches where the entire local churches to go together, Bayir Timkit, symbolizing the River Jordan where Christ was baptized. In the post-Zagwen period, kings like Emperor Yukono Amluk, in the century, Emperor Zara Yacob, and Emperor Naod in the 19th century, made significant contribution to the preservation of the glorious celebration of these historically ancient festival, where all the faithful, the scholars and the clergyes participated since the beginning. In the 17th century, Emperor Fasilides dedicated his royal bath for the celebration of Ethiopian Epiphany. And in the century, since the era of Emperor Menelik II, Janmida is the magnificent place for the celebration in Addis Ababa. Epiphany is celebrated every year on the end day of January. On January 18th or Tier 10 in Ethiopian calendar, the tents for Tabat are being erected starting the morning time, and other tents are also prepared for the priests and deacons who would spend the night providing service. The church scholars provide the eve service that is known as Hadaf Nefslet Sadkin, to commemorate the going of Jesus Christ from Galilee to River Jordan to be baptized by the hands of John the Baptist. Liturgy will be celebrated in all churches. The priests who are assigned to carry the tabat will fast, they shall not eat anything. When the procession starts, tabats will be covered with highly decorated covers, priests with their sacramental vestments, deacons with holding the processional crosses start to leave the parish, bells will be rang continuously declaring the event. Faithful from all ages will follow the procession with very close company. All the believers and church members gather together wearing their beautiful traditional clothes to enjoy and celebrate the unique Holy Day celebration. As the tabats are kept up from their seat of honor, the performance, and taken out of churches, and then the rhythm, Warab, Ward Wold Mzamayat Waslamit Makate, which is to mean, God the Son, descended from heaven, proceed to the place of celebration, would be performed by the scholars and the youth, and then the procession will proceed. The priests and monks who carry umbrella wearing the special gold embroidered overcoat take their step besides and closest to the Tabat. The deacons who carry the processional crosses, small ringing bells, will be also in front, and those who carry cross and cestrum, the prayer stick and the drum takes their place in front of the Tabat as they leave to the river. The ranked archbishops, heads of churches and all clergyes will be together accompanying the procession of the Tabat. The Sunday school youth dressed in the magnificent uniforms, sing songs like, Ward Wold / the Son Descended, Horli Isis / Jesus Left for Jordan, and others, in different languages, joyfully proceeds in form of the church hierarchy. Faithful mothers / women also sing songs related to the festival, such as Elu Elu Mogs / It Has a Magnificent Appearance, Sae Selti Simera / Yeah, My Prayers Are Answered, Ni Bete-Mariam / Come to Us Mary Our Lady, Bihat Giba Bihat Yehajarachan Tabat / Let Our Parish Proceed in Glory, Medahinu Betiza Tegni Edmi Bishenha Dajim / My Savior Bless My Ages and Allow Me Glorify You Again. As the Tabat from every church get together, ululation and song as well as the traditional song and dances become greatly enhanced. As they arrive at the place of Ketara, where the Tabat stay the night, the priests who carry the tabernacles stand besides the tents, and the spiritual song Ward Wold performance takes place in its full version. Then after the prayer and the gospel preaching and spiritual songs are gone over, the prayer oft covenant will be recited and the Tabat get into the tents prepared to each of them. Then the celebrants will have the dinner. Administrators from each church serve the people Ethiopian bread, anjera and wat, and other foods and local drinks, korf and tila. But those priests who are going to celebrate the midnight Eucharistic liturgy will not eat. After the festivity takes place and completed, the nighttime prayer and chant, Mahile, start at 7 o'clock evening time, evening 1 o'clock local time. The priests from all the local churches gathered together in one tent and spend the night, chanting, praising God and teaching the words of the gospel related with Epiphany. The people who gathered at the celebration place, Timkit, spend the night gathering together, praying and praising surrounding the tent. At the midnight the Eucharistic liturgy will begin. The main festival starts in the morning time at 6 a.m., 12 o'clock morning local time, by the service of the blessing of the water at the celebration place, Timikit. There will be the reading of the text about the festival from all the four Gospels. Then His Holiness the Patriarch, in His Holiness' presence, or if there is any archbishop, or an elder / senior priests bless the water for sprinkling service, by saying, Avadu Abkitis, Avadu Woldakitis, Avadu Wutumenfskitis, one God the Father is holy, one God the Son is holy, one God the Holy Spirit is holy. Then the blessed water will be sprinkled. During the prayer, small candles, twaj, would be lit. This is done to symbolize the revelation the triune God, that took place at the time Jesus was baptized. As the faithful are being sprinkled with the blessed water, the Tabats get out of the tent and the praising ceremony will take place, and, Hadagoti Sowetas 8 Nejade Kom Miklbaer, God the Son has leaving his 99 groups saints and stand in the middle of the river, is performed by the priests, scholars, and Sunday school students who will accompany the Tabats together with the people. Then the sermon of the day will be delivered, the prayer of the Lord will be a concluding prayer. After this the procession to go back their respective parish will be started by all the Tabats erept the Tabat, dedicated to Saint Michael the Archangel, which will go in the next day. They start moving to the churches in the same way. Priests, deacons, Sunday school youth, children, women, elders, and young men in their groups, and all the faithful with different traditional and spiritual songs. When they reach at their respective parish churches, again there will be a service at each parish, there will be a song dedicated to the festival, a brief sermon will be delivered, and with the concluding prayer the festival will be fulfilled. Only the Tabat from the parish of St. Michael the Archangel will remain at the celebration site, that will proceed in the next day, Tier 12. Since Addis Ababa is the capital city of our country, people from different ethnic groups live together. While celebrating Epiphany at Janmida, a lot of people from different nations and nationalities perform their traditional songs and dances in groups. Therefore, Ethiopian Epiphany, besides its religious value, embodies traditions that help strengthen the solidarity and fraternity of peoples of Ethiopia, which has a very brilliant contribution to mutual respect and significance of intangible cultural heritage. Ethiopia is one of the few countries in the world where the baptism of our Lord Jesus Christ is observed. Since this religious holiday is highly related with the culture and tradition of the people, it has high connection with the customs and traditions of the people. The celebration of Epiphany has various social, traditional, economic and religious values. The holiday to be celebrated for 3 continuous days, from Ketara to Timkat and Kana Zegelia / the miracle of Cana of Galilee, accommodates a number of religious ceremonies, traditional songs, spiritual dances, and other spiritual songs with the style of Saint Yared. Hence, the holiday has maintained the performing art and the oral traditions that should be transformed from generation to generation. The various social and traditional values of Epiphany can be exploited for mediation or conflict resolution, building up of the good image of the country, developing and maintaining the unity and solidarity of the society. All family members living in different places get together to celebrate Epiphany, and people visit their relatives and parents living in different places of the country. Therefore, Epiphany plays significant role in terms of maintaining the unity of the people, prospering the culture and social life of the people. Epiphany is a joyous moment, providing for Ethiopians with a social cohesion and a sense of identity. Almost all of the attendants appear at the celebration in new and clean traditional clothes. While the deacons carry the processional crosses, others will hold wooden stick. Because young men and women Ethiopians are aware of the social relations of secular Timkat, they come with their best dress for the day. This practice of looking good in terms of dress and enhancing beauty is reinforced by the Ethiopian proverb Eli, Timkat Yalhon Libs Yibi Tates, Amharic, or any Timkat Zikon Kemish Yibi, Tates, Tigrigna, and roughly translated into English it means, let this cloth be shredded if it is not meant for Timkat. More than the young men, it is the young women who look sharp during the Timkat festival. On top of their nature-endowed beauty, the Ethiopian women use traditional makeups on their beautiful faces. They put on makeups such as Kul, Amharic, or Kuli, Tigrigna, as shades, and make the best hairstyle, preferably Shuraba, Ethiopian hairdressing, and some are anointed with oil on their faces. The latter practice is now increasingly phasing out except in the rural areas. Therefore, it is possible to conclude that the celebration of Epiphany contributes significantly towards promoting the culture, dressing style, hairstyle, and other elements of the society, which contributes in the safeguarding of the cultures of the Ethiopian peoples. This is also the time when the young men and women dance freely. So the Timkat festival provides an excellent opportunity for them to know each other and find a partner. The other special feature to be observed at the celebration of the Epiphany in Janmida and other places is the blowing of trumpet by the youth. Timkat is a religiously rooted and culturally developed Ethiopian holiday that is transmitted from generation to generation. The festival is an opportune moment in which, for example, the dances and songs of the various ethnic groups, nations and nationalities of Ethiopia. As the celebration is greatly attended by a number of tourists from all corners of the world, it helps to enhance the good image of the country and develop the tourism economic sector of the country. Ethiopian Epiphany also has a number of economic significances. The first one is the attendance of a number of local people and foreigners in places where Epiphany is celebrated. According to informants, it creates higher economic activities in such places, particularly for the service providers. Hotels, tour operators, transport service providers, cultural and gift article sellers, producers, and merchants, etc. obtain great opportunity for job and income. The significant transaction of money and good market is created for the traditional clothes. Most of the people buy new traditional clothes for Epiphany. This creates significant market opportunity for the people engaged in the business. It creates great market opportunity for those who design and produce traditional clothes and dresses. The other element that makes the celebration of Epiphany is the sales of church books supplied by Sunday school students, foods and drinks, print images of saints, CDs of spiritual songs and films in various tents erected around the place where the celebration is being under. Associated tangible aspect. Priests wear dress with wide sleeve and cloak. They also wear white sash on their head. Deacons wear crown on their head. The Sunday school students and choir members as well as deacons wear traditional vestment, known as tingdirab, and white sash and black cloak. They also wear a decorated rope-like cloth with green, yellow, and red colors. They also hold handkerchief of white, yellow, and red colors, cestrum, prayer stick and drums. The men from around Lalibela wear shorts and keep colorful sticks. Mothers from the local area wear white traditional dress. During the celebration, deacons move holding crosses, while others accompanying the tabernacle with umbrellas of different colors, particularly with golden color. The priests who carry the tabernacles wear clothes that are particularly prepared for this occasion. The local men wear the white trouser, ejt bob suri. They also wear sash or cape and white traditional shoe. Other various dressing styles are also part of the celebration to be observed. The youth wear traditional clothes that are produced in modern way. Crowns of kings and other heritages are also used to make the ceremony colorful and interesting. In order to make the celebration more interesting and colorful, selected clothes that covers the tabernacles, different types of crosses, pictures of saints, sistrums, bells, and colorful umbrella, drum and the national flag are used. The main blessing of the holy day is made with the biggest cross that is known as metzer. In addition to that, the colorful cloak, traditional vestments known as lunka and tengdirab, crosses of silver and bronze are the material manifestations of the heritage. All the local residents in Aksum, Lalibela, Gondar, Addis Ababa, and other places where the festival is celebrated, including children to elders, appear in new traditional clothes. Most of the women and girls wear the white traditional dress known as kuta. They wear white sash on their hair. Their hairstyle is as usual shuraba, braid. They put on traditional makeups such as insasla/gurshet. Crosses with different designs and necklace as well as other materials that show the culture of the people are also the element of the celebration. Associated intangible aspects. The physical movements and other procedures to be carried out by the participants and performers of the event include the following among others. The faithful come to escort the tabots, replicas of the Ark of the Covenant, of their respective churches. Theoretically, all churches are supposed to assemble at the Timkit venue, but it may not be practical to bring all tabots, given the limited spaces and the multitude of the faithful that have flocked into the extremely crowded water area. The preparation for the celebration of the Timkit festival starts earlier. Women prepare the traditional beer, tila, bread, difo dabo, and other foods. Fathers buy new clothes for their children and wife. Particularly the local communities prepare and produce traditional handmade clothes. Recently, the youth living in one village prepare similar traditional clothes in a modern way to celebrate the holy day together. Girls in similar age take their time and dress themselves carefully to appear attractive. A number of performing arts and dances are also the main element of the celebration of Epiphany. Priests of different titles perform rhythm, shebshabo, and other performance throughout the day and night times. During these times, various performing arts of spiritual and cultural songs and dances would be staged in different places in group. The local resident community get together to celebrate Epiphany in both the traditional and religious aspect, and they accompany the tabernacles from church to the baptismal place and back to the church. Priests and deacons will perform the traditional spiritual songs. Before the tabernacles depart from the baptismal place, all priests and deacons in cloak and shema will stand together in different shape to perform rhythms. Around 24 priests in cloak make two groups and perform the special and unique rhythms, Wereb, Zitanazag nun meli night teto babahur lakom, God the Son leaving his 99 flocks stand in the middle of the river. The drummers follow the priests. The priests in the outer circle stand at the place designated for them and perform rhythm or shebshabo. The tourists visit and observe the ceremony and take photos and videos from their privileged place. At dawn, one of the senior clerics, in an effort to bless the body of water or timkit bayir, pool, river, stream, or artificial reservoir, will immerse the cross into the water while at the same time put a burning candle in the same body of water. Following this ritual, the priest sprinkles the holy water to the me'eminin, believers. The other interesting event is the pushing each other of the people to reach to the body of water. The sprinkling of the blessed water is accompanied by hymn. On top of hymn, the sprinkling of water is also accompanied by the symmetrical dances and drumming of the beautifully dressed priests. After the sprinkling is over or the people gathered at the sea commemorate the baptism of Jesus Christ, the other ceremony to take place is praising the Lord and reciting the gospel. Finally, prayer will take place and the tabat start moving toward their respective churches. All tabors will go back to their parish, permanent abodes, again escorted by hundreds of chanting and dancing believers, and the only tabat that stays around until the entire festival is over is the tabat of the Archangel Saint Michael. During this time, as the people accompanying the tabernacles to church, a number of groups will be created and they perform various traditional spiritual songs and dances. The youth will take the front line and lead the way to church in front of the tabernacles. In this process, there are places where the tabat stops for a very short while. In Lalibela and Gondar there are 7 places designated for the tabat to get short pausing. Finally, when the tabernacles arrive at the place where they depart from each other to take the route to their respective churches, other glorious event that can be observed. Finally, the entire tabat move to their church and the ceremony of the day would be completed. On the next day, the tabernacles of Saint Michael depart from baptismal place to the church and the same ceremony will be repeated on this day. The number of people and the ceremony to be held on January 20th is also one and same with that took place on January 19th. Various traditional dances, games, spiritual songs are also the main element in the celebration of Epiphany. The local community form different groups and perform dances and songs. They praise and appreciate their country, the geographic landscape and other local elements. All of them have their own symbolic meanings. The songs sang during all back and forth round procession have the content of glorification, respect, veneration, good wish, peace, and joy.